Now looking at the variety fungicide interaction, here we've got 3 wheat varieties with different ratings for Septoria. So in the foreground we have Graham, which has a very good rating, over 6.5. We then have Skyfall, which is around the 6, and then in the distance we have KWS Kerin, which is around the 5. So 3 different Septoria ratings, and we've put different fungicide inputs on these. Firstly, a quick look at the Graham, the untreated. This is probably the earliest of the varieties, and you can see untreated. There's still a bit of green leaf area, but it's starting to senesce. The standard fungicide program next door to that has retained a lot more green leaf, so we're going to get even on Graham, a good yield response despite the low Septoria levels we've seen. Adjacent to that we have a different fungicide program which had an alternative T2 fungicide to the Alatus era next door. Again, will be interesting to see if there's a difference here. Over the other side we've got some different programs, one of which we adapted to what we were seeing in season. So this treatment here, we had a lower input, so it didn't have a T0 and a lower input at T1. And you can see it's holding up reasonably well. So Graham is pretty robust in terms of disease management compared to some of the other varieties we have. So here we're looking at the Skyfall, sort of intermediate rating for Septoria. We did see yellow rust in here as well earlier on, and when we look at the untreated here, a bit more green leaf slightly later. You can see scars from the disease there as well, both Septoria and yellow rust. Adjacent to that we've got the standard fungicide program. Again, general amount of senescence, but more green leaf area here, so again we're going to get a decent yield response. And again, next to that we have the alternative input here. Again, pretty similar, good green leaf retention. Across the other side we have a program where we again adapted to what was in front of us. So we actually put the Alatus era on at T1 in this instance, and what you can see here is more green leaf retention even further up the plant. So it will be interesting to see if switching the positioning of the SDHIs makes a difference in terms of yield at the end of the day. Finally we have Kerin, which has the lowest Septoria rating, and again when you look in the untreated you can see not a lot of green leaf. There are the scars of the disease there, but most of the green leaf has gone. We did see a little bit of yellow rust in here, but it wasn't the main disease. If we move over to the standard treatment with the Alatus era at T2 over the standard T0, T1, you can see we've got much more green leaf area. A little bit of disease left up there, but not a lot. The comparative alternative T2 SDHI is largely similar. There's not a lot to choose between those two. And then again, if we go over to the other side where we adjusted the treatment in season, in this instance again we decided to put the Alatus era on at T1 in a higher Septoria situation to give us longer protection from the T1, and I think that's made a difference. You can see here better green leaf even going up the top of the plant. So it will be interesting to see how these yield at the end of the day.